I just want you to stop and just think about it. Imagine आप 3 साल से prelims दे रहे हो, prelims नहीं निकल रहे, and then you do something और 30 number over the cutoff आ रहे हैं. So you cannot take the strategy she's about to tell for granted.
I always focus on one-pager notes. Why one-pager notes? Because it's very, very convenient. So I was just reading the chats and somebody had mentioned that revision strategy. One-pager notes are the best friends during your revision. Generally, I have read when I came into the UPSC preparation, and you might all have heard this thing, that anything under the sun could be asked in UPSC. This is a very wrong notion. You don't have to study everything under the sun. You just have to focus on your micro themes. 8 point, 2015. Mesolithic rock cut architecture. Rock cut architecture is another micro theme, which I analyzed. Okay. Then again, 18th point, 2020, rock cut architecture. Repeated theme. So if you have a comprehensive note of rock cut architecture, you're done.
What it means, one pager notes, right? Like without compromising with the depth of information, you are able to put it in very concise manner. So we are very proud कि हम अपने journey में we also figured out कि micro themes करना है. So we prepared GS 1, 2, 3 for all the micro themes for you. So जितना fight श्रीलक्ष्मी ने मारा है पिछले 1 साल में वो आपको नहीं करना पड़ेगा. We have cracked micro themes for you already, and these are freely available. This is how it looks like. Good evening, folks. We can start now. Today we have Sreelakshmi. Her journey has been 4 years in civil service exam. She has given 3 attempts before 2023 and unfortunately couldn't make through past prelims. But something changed. Looking back, she had some of the learnings. क्या change करना चाहिए prelims में, mains में, etc. The most important thing that you should be looking when you're about to hear her is that when you qualify prelims, there is no step back that like फिर mains को आप granted नहीं ले सकते because prelims is getting very tricky. So once you have your name in the list for prelims, there is no chance you don't qualify mains or interview. फिर आपका नाम होना चाहिए list में. You should have qualified the exam overall, right? Because there's no going back कि prelims निकल गया फिर mains fail हो रहे हो, etc. All those things. That is the most important thing that you should be taking away, and that is the thing you should be keeping back of your mind when you're about to hear her. कि once I qualify prelims, how do I make sure कि मेरा mains भी निकल जाए, मेरा interview निकल जाए? प्रीलिम्स बहुत ट्रिकी है, अनसर्टेनिटी थोड़ी हाई है. बहुत सारे लोगों का रैंक आ जाता है, सब आ जाता है, उसके बाद भी अगले साल दे अटेम्प्ट प्रीलिम्स एंड दे डोंट मेक थ्रू. सो वो मिस्टेक नहीं करनी है. Today's session is mostly focused on her own strategy. She's not going to just tell you, she'll exactly show you the notes. The thing that you see is small blocks on the screen. वो उनके खुद के नोट्स हैं. She has approached the exam in a very unique way. She sat down and figured out PYQ कहाँ से पूछे जा रहे हैं, what are the specific areas from where UPSC has been asking again and again. Can I make notes out of them, especially for mains and then for prelims? And even like those notes can't be bulky. It has to be like very easily revisable, concise, succinct, and something that I can actually end up using in the exam. बहुत ही practical strategy है, right? We will not talk about fluff today. You will have all the examples here. You will see her notes. You will have all the takeaways. My only request is that you put away your phone, any distraction, turn up your camera, and so that you are here for next 30 minutes. If you don't have a pen and paper, bring up. I'll just hold on for 5 seconds so that you end up moving away with something tangible. You write down whatever she's saying and take the notes. Feel free to take the screenshot if you want, if there is some reference that you think is helpful. So just turn up your camera. I'll just wait for 5 seconds so that you have your attention here. We have almost 130 people here. That is something very important that I think we can start. So we have the focus of this session is going to be how do all of us know that PYQs are important. We keep hearing this from the rankers, but today you will sit down and actually see कि PYQ से notes कैसे बनाने हैं, PYQ को refer कैसे करना है, PYQ को मतलब अगर मेरे को notes भी बनाने हैं तो how do I make them very succinct and concise, etc. Right? Sreelakshmi is someone who her name is in the reserve list this year. She'll be allotted a service soon enough, and her journey is of 4 years. This is the time. The moment she got into prelim, she has qualified all the 3 stages. After the session, we will also like once she has talked about her notes, etc. She will also talk about, she can take up your questions if there is a particular query, but wait till the end of the session. We also have certain notes for you. We want to share with you. Magazines है, burning issue है, PDFs है, micro themes के PDF है. Hold on till the end of the session. We'll give you the links so that you can freely download. I'll hand over to Sreelakshmi. You can start. I hope you can see the screen and everything. I'll keep moving the slide as and when you need. Go ahead.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sreelakshmi. I hope you all are doing well. And without wasting much time, we'll start with the session. So I would like to brief you all about my 4-year UPSC journey. So my first 3 attempts, I could not clear my prelim stage. And in my fourth attempt, I cleared all three. The first attempt which I gave was not very well prepared. The kind of respect that UPSC required, I did not give that. The subjects were not like I could cover all the subjects. So I was bound to fail in that attempt. But my second and third attempt, I made sure that that would be my serious attempt and that would be my last attempt. But unfortunately, I could not clear the prelim stage itself. But something different I did in my fourth attempt, which helped me clear all three. So one thing I would like to focus here is that even though I did not clear my prelims in the second and the third attempt, I made sure I studied for mains. So I did not leave my mains aside. All right. All right. Uh, Reasons why I couldn't clear the prelims, the previous attempts. Okay. The first reason, I think that there was no proper strategy. I was just reading my standard books, like all of you. I used to watch Topper Talks. They used to tell, cover your NCRTs, cover your standard books, and that's what I was doing. But UPSC demanded something more, something extra that I did not focus on. I did solve PYQs because everybody was saying that, PYQ analysis is very important. So what I did was I took up a book, a PYQ analysis book. I started solving PYQs. I started reading PYQs, and that's it. There was no proper analysis. That's what I would say. All right. Then there were few subjects which I did not give much importance to. Like all of us, medieval history, very boring. I did not give much attention to. Science and technology, just superficially I went through. Environment, very superficially. So there were only few subjects like polity, economy, modern history, which I give a lot of emphasis on, and I ignored the rest of the subjects. So that was the third mistake that I did. Then, randomly giving full length test. I was just solving full length test without even analyzing, without even coming out with a paper attempting strategy, just attempting the full length test, just reading the solutions, and that's it. Okay. Again, the last one I would say there was no proper paper attempting strategy, which I'll be talking about later on as well. So there was no issue with the content. I was having good enough content. That's why the second and the third prelims which I gave, I was the borderline case. Like I was missing out by 1 or 2 marks. All right. So I was not able to cross that line again. So the previous slide. So what different did I do in my fourth attempt? First one, I made sure I covered all the subjects. I did not leave anything. I did not give less importance to medieval history or less importance to science and technology or environment. I took every subject seriously. I covered all subjects with equal importance. That's the first change I did. Second, PYQ analysis, not just PYQ reading, PYQ analysis, the proper one. See, one thing which I did in PYQ analysis is understand the micro themes. So what are micro themes? The topics. So there is a syllabus which UPSC has given. In the syllabus, there are themes, there are topics, there are subjects which are given. Under that, for example, there is environment. But environment mein kya? What should you read in environment? That you understand in PYQs. Okay, when you go through the PYQs, you understand that biodiversity is an important chapter, environmental organizations are important chapter. If it's like science and technology, the latest technologies like nanotechnology is important. So I went, I literally deep dived into the syllabus and understood what exactly UPSC wants. So I understood the micro themes. So once I understood the micro themes, I listed down all the micro themes, and now I know which topic in that particular subject to focus on. The second one, I understood the trends. So there are trends in UPSC. UPSC sometimes, sometimes UPSC focuses on a certain aspect of a particular subject. And now I know that maybe this is a trend, that this particular topic is important. So I know that next year also UPSC might ask this. Or UPSC has not asked for 2-3 years, it might come the next time. So understanding the trends, that will come when you do PYQ analysis. Repeated themes. There are so many questions which directly get repeated in UPSC. But there are themes also that get repeated. Questions and themes. Okay, then again, the elimination tricks and all. Maybe you don't have to resort to videos in YouTube, but UPSC itself gives you a hint that, this might be the answer. So that also you understand by PYQ analysis. Then researching about the other three options. Now UPSC gives four options in prelims. One is the right option, other three are wrong. Now, before what I used to do is I just read the question, I read the correct answer. I used to ignore the other three options. But this time what I did was I did focus on the other three options as well. I did research. Maybe next time UPSC might ask from the other three wrong options. It could frame a question out of those three options, right? So I did deep dive into the three options as well. So this was the PYQ analysis part. Then I evolved a paper attempting strategy. So before, what I used to do is I used to attempt around 75 questions. That's it. I used to not take the risk which is required because my accuracy was a little less. I had to attempt more, which I was not doing in my previous three attempts, right? In my fourth attempt, I understood that I need to attempt 85 plus questions to cross that borderline. Okay, so I evolved this by solving multiple papers, understood that where can I take blind guesses? Should I take blind guesses or not? Which subject is easy for me? Where can I score more marks? All these things I understood by solving multiple FLTs. Okay, then giving more importance to static and not running behind current affairs a lot. This is very important. People just run behind current affair magazines, monthly magazines, and forget to read the static part, which is the most important. Static is something that will sail you through prelims. Okay, then a positive mindset. In my second attempt or third attempt, I don't remember exactly, in the exam hall, I was literally having a panic attack because I was under the pressure that it's my third attempt. I have not cleared prelims before. I'm like, what should I do? And I could feel my hands shiver. I could not think properly. But prelims require, whichever stage, be it prelims, mains, or interview, it requires a very calm mind. So every day, I used to literally take out a paper and write that I am going to clear prelims 2023. I used to do that every day. So it got imbibed in my head that I'm going to clear it. That's it. There is no questions. Okay. So all these things helped me get 30 marks more than the cutoff in 2023 prelims. The borderline case I was talking about in my second and third attempt, in my fourth attempt, I got 30 marks more than the cutoff, which was considered to be a very difficult paper. Okay, so next slide. So the first thing I talked about was micro-theme. When I did PYQ analysis, I understood the micro-themes that I need to focus upon. Now, what is the importance of micro-themes in the preparation, be it prelims, be it mains? Micro-themes are the important topics that UPSC focuses on. So generally, I have read when I came into the UPSC preparation, and you might all have heard this thing, that anything under the sun could be asked in UPSC. This is a very wrong notion. You don't have to study everything under the sun. You just have to focus on your micro themes. UPSC has given you a syllabus. UPSC has given you PYQs. Analyze both of them and come out with micro themes and you're set. Right? So when you identify these micro themes, you will exactly know where to focus on, where to focus your energy on. All right. So this is importance of micro themes. Now, how to identify micro themes? The next slide. Like I said, syllabus and PYQs. Now, syllabus has a proper, it has given you the subjects, important subjects like polity, economy, and in that, where all to focus on, right? So it has given you the themes. Now, what are micro themes? Micro themes are, for example, in GS1, there are art and culture, which is a subject. Okay. Under art and culture, architecture is a theme. Now, under architecture, temple architecture is a micro theme. Rocket architecture is another micro theme. Now, this is not directly given in the syllabus. Syllabus has only mentioned architecture. Now, how do I identify micro themes? By looking at the PYQs. Now, what under the architecture has UPSC asked? That's what is micro theme. That's how you identify the micro themes. This is the same across all the papers. Like, for example, if I have to take GS3, internal security, In internal security, there is left-wing extremism, there is terrorism, there is other radicalization, and all of that. So these are micro themes, and these are themes and micro themes you identify by looking at the PYQ. All right, I actually want you to show how to, I've made notes as per these micro themes. Like I always focus on one pager notes. Why one pager notes? Because it's very, very convenient. So I was just reading the chats and somebody had mentioned that revision strategy. One pager notes are the best, your best friends during your revision. Because everything is in one page. You don't have to refer to multiple resources. So see, one page you can make only after identifying the micro themes, only after referring to multiple resources and coming out with the best in one page. All right. So I've made all my notes, be it prelims or mains, as per this particular principle of mine, that one pager. And I'll just show you how to make these one pager notes. So the next slide.
Yeah, folks, before we go ahead and before Sreelakshmi starts showing her own behind the scene of what it took for her to score 30 marks, I just want you to stop and just think about it. Imagine आप 3 साल से prelims दे रहे हो, prelims नहीं निकल रहे, and then you do something और 30 number over the cutoff आ रहे हैं. So you cannot take the strategy she's about to tell for granted. I just want to tell you that out of the way. आप जहां भी अभी फोकस दे रहे हो, focus here, bring a pen and paper. You want to take a screenshot, take that. But start applying these things. Otherwise, this thing will become like you attended some session, फिर भूल गए. She is giving you a proof. Like she was not able to qualify, but then certain things changed. What changed is what she's about to show you. It's basically she went to the PYQs, figured out what are the most recurring themes that UPSC is asking, called as micro themes, made a one-pager notes of them so that she revises faster, make sure that she recalls and she's able to solve the questions in the exam. जो यूपीएससी का uncertainty होता है, she is trying to bring that down कि there are themes जो repeat होती ही है. So why don't I become really, really better and confident about those themes? So that's why she got 30 plus marks. Above the cutoff is what I mean. That's not easy. लोगों का एक दो नंबर से छूटता है प्रीलिम्स, ठीक है? I think you also missed by 1 or 2 marks once, right, Sreelakshmi?
Yes.
तो
Fine.
if this is happening, 30 marks plus अगर किसी strategy से आ रहा है, I mean, do not take this thing for granted. Focus and you'll be sorted for prelims. My another request is once you're sorted for prelims, फिर mains और interview granted मत लेना. Look at her. The moment she got into prelims, फिर mains भी निकल गया, interview भी हो गया, ठीक है? So make sure you're very comprehensive about preparation. Now is the part when she'll be going through one by one, showing her own notes and what was the process behind making these micro themes, etc. So this is how it looks like. Sreelakshmi, go ahead.
Yes. Again, this is GS3, agriculture, a subject under GS3. And how did I understand, like, how did I come out with the micro themes? I'll just show you a example here. So right-hand side, you can see my one-pager note on my micro irrigation. So how did I know that micro irrigation was an important theme in UPSC? By going through the PYQs. Here, under agriculture, in syllabus it is written major crops, cropping patterns in various parts of the country, different types of irrigation systems. That's it. Okay. Now, under this particular syllabus topic, what are the PYQs that have been asked? You can see 2016. What is water use efficiency? Describe the role of micro irrigation in increasing water use efficiency. First question, 2016. It was for 12.5 marks. Okay, around 2.5 pages. Again, you can see 14th question, 2021. How and to what extent would micro irrigation help in solving India's water crisis? UPSC has asked twice about micro irrigation. Now I know it's an important theme that could be repeated. Okay, so now I need a one pager for this because next time when UPSC asks, I am ready with the answers. Because see, anybody who has written mains knows that you just get 7 minutes to write 7 minutes for a 10 marker and 10 minutes for a 15 marker, right? You don't have time to think. You don't have time to, generate your own content. You need to have something beforehand prepared, well prepared to have to write an average or above average answer. Okay, now you can see on the right hand side, just 1 minute. Here you can see micro irrigation. I've written an introduction. Okay, if any question on this comes, I'm going to write an introduction of Ashok Dalwai panel. Micro irrigation can lead to 40% water savings, 45% increase in productivity, and 50% increase in income. That's it. Okay, this is my introduction. Again, issues in adopting. I've written 8 pointers under this. Benefits, I've written like around 9 pointers under this. Case studies, best case studies of the world. Israel ka irrigation model. I2U2 mein jo, one of the pillars was this. Bamboo irrigation of Meghalaya, root zone watering of. So also I have written few case studies so that I can add that X factor in my answers. All right, then I have a way forward. So this I have written. Abhi micro irrigation, you know that it's a subtopic. Now, how do you make? तो ऐसा है कि माइक्रो इरिगेशन के अंडर क्या लिखना है? What should you write under a micro irrigation topic? So that you understand by going through this. Now they have asked that what is role of micro irrigation? So you need to know what micro irrigation is. What are the issues what are the issues it creates? Okay, what are the benefits? Why are we using it? So here, role of micro irrigation in increasing water use efficiency. So basically, they're asking you the benefit. That's what I've written in my notes as well. Got it? Similarly, you have like different major cropping patterns they have asked. You can, the missions, the government missions like national horticulture missions. Then you have systems like integrated farming system. This has been asked twice already, 2022 and 2019. So, integrated farming system is an important micro theme. You need to have a one pager for that. All right, next.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is even the dimensions of your notes are coming from PYQ. जैसे role of micro
PYQs,
push है,
correct.
तो वो भी आप role लिख रहे हो, benefits लिख रहे हो,
Hmm.
and all those things. Is it also true कि like if I'm just checking other PYQs, जैसे National Watershed Project है या फिर farming IFS है, these micro themes can also be used in writing other answers like an example of 1 or 2 liners,
Yes,
right? Like
100%.
so
You
it's
can
not
use
just
this
helping you
as
directly, but it also helping like इधर जैसे फसल बीमा योजना में भी these things can be covered या फिर
correct. All right. This is food processing and related industries in India. This is again GS3 ka subtopic. Here, you can see there is one on revolution. So pink revolution, green revolution, yellow revolution, all these revolutions are important. Now you know that. Okay. Then you have APMC, market. Here again, you have written in syllabus and marketing of agro produce and related issues and constraints. Okay. So under that, APMC is very important. Under APMC, what should you write in your notes? Again, here it's that point of view that APMC set up under the state acts have not only impeded the development. So basically, they're asking the limitations of APMC. Okay. So they've also caused flood inflation, critically examined. So the negative part they have asked. So you need to have the negative part in your notes. Then you have the livestock rearing, contract farming, small farmers, SCM, policy, transport and marketing, food processing. Again, I'll show you my notes on food processing here. They have asked the challenges and opportunities of food processing sector in the country. Okay, challenges and opportunities, both. How can income of the farmers be substantially increased in encouraging food processing? That is another, the other topic that needs to be focused on. Again, 2020 food processing was asked. Again, 2022. After 2 years, again the same question repeated. Elaborate the scope and significance of food processing industry in India. Now I'll show you my notes. Okay. So right-hand side, you can see food processing industry. I've written a simple introduction, vital link between agri and industry, transforming raw agricultural products into value-added processed food products. So this is basically what food processing is. Okay. I have data, important data, because GS3 is all about data. You need to have it. So I have 2 data sets. Then significance. Significance, again, my thought process here was as per the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, so SDG 1, how does it help? Reduce poverty. SDG 2, reduce food wastage, nutrient and all that. SDG 3, food safety and quality standards. So all of that. So as per the SDGs, I have mapped the significance of food processing sector. Then I also have a map here. So these are all value additions. Okay, so I'll not just write the content, I'll just draw a map and show where all important food processing sector industries are, okay, in the country. So here you can see the different states where I have mentioned. Issues, upstream and downstream, both. Okay, requirements, upstream, downstream. Kya karna chahiye aage? Government initiatives. What are the government initiatives taken? On the backhand side, I've also written the way forward and all of that, which is not here, I think. So this is basically everything about food processing industry covered in one page. All right, next. Okay, so this is again a GS3 topic, internal security. So this is internal security, linkages between development and spread of extremism. This is the syllabus. Second is linkages of organized crime and terrorism, another uh, topic mentioned in the syllabus. Again, here you can see 2013 left-wing extremism has been asked. Again, 2015 here left-wing extremism was asked. You can see again here 2018 left-wing extremism was asked, and 2020 left-wing extremism. So 4 times this particular topic has been asked. So it's an important micro theme. Okay. Again, similarly, terrorism, anti-terrorism, insurgency, organized crime, all this has been asked. Okay. So I have identified my micro theme. Now moving on to my notes here. Left-wing extremism, I've written a definition. Okay. A standard definition. Then I have written what are the violent tactics they use, the phases of left. It's an evolution basically. ऐसा एक दिन में start नहीं हुआ है. So it's an evolution. So I've showed the evolution as well. I've shown a map here. Where is left-wing extremism active? So there is a red corridor in India, India's eastern part. So this I have shown here. Okay. Then I have data of MHA report. So government proper data government data that I had mentioned here. Global Terrorism Index 2019. There's a credible data to put down in my answers, right? Then these are some terms like urban netzel, urban presence, where all is it present? Then drivers of left-wing extremism. They could ask what are the drivers, what are the causes of left-wing extremism. So again, a subcategorization: land, government deficit, economic, all of this I have done. Right-hand side, you can see left-wing extremism and gender. So this is another micro theme which I analyzed after going through the PYQs. So I know now that UPSC asked left-wing extremism and gender ka relation, the linkage. So I need to have data for that as well. So I identified that, I made notes on that. Then way forward. What is the way forward that needs to be taken? Initiatives taken by the government already, like physical infrastructure, institutional measures, social measures, developmental measures. So I have made notes of that. Then again, way forward mein samadhan approach. Okay, another approach could be DNA approach. Any one of them I can write it in my way forward. So I have made left-wing extremism ka notes in this manner. Next, this is GS1 Indian society. Here you can see micro themes like diversity, communalism, unity, secularism, caste, tradition, regionalism. Okay. So these are the micro themes. You can look at the PYQs and understand under this particular micro theme what does UPSC focus on. Okay. Again here caste and identified the micro theme from here. I made notes of that. Here introduction. Introduction may a different thing I had done is that I tried to quote people. Like I used quotes of people. Here you can see Gandhiji ka quote. Caste is not a physical object like a wall of bricks or line of barbed wire which prevents the Hindu. So it's basically a quote which I can directly use in my introduction or conclusion. Okay. Again, a question here you can see. Here has caste 2020 question. Has caste lost its relevance? So I identify lost relevance is very important. So again, lost relevance in my notes. Okay. Has it lost relevance? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. That's it. So this is lost relevance. Again, ulta point. Like it's basically discussed. Caste has not completely lost its relevance. You need to show the other side as well. So it is still relevant. How is it still relevant? The social angle of it, political angle, economical angle. Then I have a conclusion as well. Now, caste has its new identities in the present times, in the modern society. So I identified that as well. And I mentioned the new identities of caste as well. Can it be eradicated? That is another type of question that could be asked. So I mentioned that as well. So caste is done. Okay. Similarly, you can prepare notes for communalism, secularism, regionalism. Very simple. You can identify it very easily. All right. So this is GS1 modern history. So economic impact of colonial periods is a very important micro theme for which I made notes on. Again, here you can see in my introduction, I have used William Bentinck quote. Now, where did I get this from? When you read Spectrum, there are some boxes of, they have written verbatim some people's quotes and all. So I have used that. So in economic impact wale chapter, I went through that and I saw this particular quote in Spectrum itself of William Bentinck, which I thought can be very well utilized for my introduction of this particular question. So it says that the misery hardly finds a parallel in the history of commerce. The bones of cotton weavers are bleaching the plains of North India. This is said by William Bentinck himself. Now this shows the kind of economic exploitation Indians went through. So I can write this in my introduction and connect it to my body, saying that the above quote said by William Bentinck shows the gravity of the economic exploitation of the colonial period. And then I can write my body and my conclusion. So this is totally different from generally how people write answers, right? Again, another introduction, if I want to use, can be this data from the spectrum itself. Then facets of economic exploitation, alag-alag facets likha hai. Then again, economic impact kya hua hai on peasants, artisans, zamindars, industry. Then again, national critique, okay, like Dadabhai Nauroji, R.C. Dutt, Subramania Iyer, all these things I have written. Economic drain, what the data of economic drain, stages of colonization. Then I have given a conclusion here, and that's it. I'm done with economic impact. Okay, next. Here again, art and culture, another subject of under GS1. Here you can see in syllabus, it has given salient aspects of art, architecture, literature from ancient to modern times. That's it. This is all mentioned in syllabus. Now, what under art? What under architecture? What under literature? Okay, how do you get that? Again, you can see here architecture, right? The first topic is architecture. Now, what they have asked? Chola architecture. Chola architecture represents a high watermark in the evolution of temple architecture. So, micro theme is temple architecture. Okay, then again, is there any other one? 8th point, 2015. Mesolithic rock cut architecture. Rock cut architecture is another micro theme, which I analyze. Okay, then again, 18th point, 2020, rock cut architecture, repeated theme. So if you have a comprehensive note of rock cut architecture, you're done. You don't have to think anything else. Right here, I have made notes on temple architecture of South India specifically, Dravidian style. Introduction, I have written an introduction here. The different groups, the evolution of temple architecture basically, features of temple architecture of southern India. Then also I have drawn a map and showcased important temples. Temple का एक diagram भी बनाया है. Then why are they an architectural marvel? So the first question you can see, Chola architecture represents a high watermark in the evolution. So why is it a high watermark? Why is it an architectural marvel? That also I have written. Because largest temples hai, murals on temple walls, beautiful sculptures. Okay, so all this I have written. Role of temples, ye bhi पूछ सकते हैं. This could be a probable question. Okay, so what are the role of temples? Not just the religious angle, administrative, education, entertainment, irrigation or water supply. All these factors need to be included in the role. Okay, and I've also written a conclusion. Abhi wo conclusion kya hai? Every temple in India, sorry, the previous slide. In green, you can see generally people have this issue of कैसे conclude करना चाहिए art and culture या history वाले questions को. I have written a conclusion. Every temple in India is a wonder in itself, and the world is just counting its 7. A very unique, a different one. So I found it on Google or something, and I just made up my own. Okay. Next. Again, I said rock cut architecture is another micro theme under architecture itself. Again, here an introduction, evolution of rock cut architecture. Rock cut architecture ka different buildings like religious buildings, military buildings, civil architecture. All the three have mentioned. Again, drawn a map. Map is very important when it comes to GS1. If you can draw maps for every answer, that's well and good. Okay. So map here, again, mapped all the important rock cut architecture caves. Okay. Important source of knowledge like culture, social, what do you get from rock cut architecture? What are the information that you get from architecture? Like political, economic, religious, social, culture, ethical, philosophical. Okay. Now I've also mentioned all the important caves of rock cut architecture as per the period. Like Mesolithic period, these are the important caves. Mauryan period, these are the important caves. Post-Mauryan, because they could specifically ask for a specific period as well. Like write about write about rock cut architecture of post-Mauryan period. Okay, they could do that. So you need to know the examples of different caves. Okay, Gupta period. I've done this as well. So I'm done with rock cut architecture. Next. This is Indian society ka communalism. Okay, again, I have an introduction, basic definition of communalism, the reasons of communalism, subcategorized reasons. Okay, historical, political, resource deprivation, economic, social, cultural. I have consequences of communalism. What are the consequences? Individual, societal, national. Is secularism a solution? This is a theme again I picked out from the PYQ, right? So secularism, yes, no, both the sides I have given. Solution to it and a conclusion. Done. I don't have to go anything. I don't have to do anything beyond this. All right. So mains micro theme, I believe you all understood how to identify the micro themes and how to make one-pager notes. So I used to take an A4 sheet page. I used to fold it into half and write this. Like as you can see, this is like I literally folded the page into half and I've written like chota chota, literally small, in small handwriting. I've written all this.
Yeah, this is great. I hope like folks, all of you have like don't stick to the topics that she's talking about. Please try to understand the principle behind how these are
Correct.
analyzed. क्योंकि ये तो सारे टॉपिक पे ही अप्लाई होता है. And we are receiving certain questions, and good thing like we'll take up all the question in the end. But as of now, like I'll just open up chat. I hope all of you are with us, like you're able to understand. Please write in the chat if you're able to understand the principles what Sreelakshmi ma'am is talking about. Please write yes, no in the chat if you are with us, and if the session is relevant to you, you are able to understand uh, and everything. Great. Okay. I think let's just move ahead with the prelims topic, I think.
Yeah.
So just wait 1 second.
Somebody is
Cool.
asking sources for your examples. Now, there is no specific source. You can take, for example, if it's art and culture or history example, you can get it from your spectrum itself or other standard books if it comes, like if it's a different subject. Or else, what you can do is you can type that particular topic on Google. Like, for example, if it is communalism, so write communalism UPSC, you will get a list of links. Just open any one of them. You will get multiple examples. Like, or you can go to the news section and you can actually get the recent examples from that as well. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So I think we can move on to prelims. And I
Okay.
think this is where you had the largest advantage of this strategy, right? Like pushing up 30 marks from this
Yeah.
alone, understanding PYQ, what are the most recurring themes. So yeah, let's go ahead,
Okay.
discuss about prelims.
Before that, I think I just saw a question. What is the best time to make these notes? So if it's for prelims, January to May, okay, that's when ideally you prepare for your prelims. So January to May, you can prepare your prelims notes. And for mains, ideally, like if you have one whole year with you, then by December, it's generally said that you have to be mains ready. So by till December, you can prepare your mains notes. If not, you have time for that, like those 3 months between prelims and mains, you can make your notes in that time as well. Okay,
Hmm.
so moving on to prelims. So here again, PYQ analyzed micro themes. I have understood that UPSC have asked factories of the Europeans that have come here, be it English, Danes, French, Dutch. Okay, factories. Where was the first factory, or where's the location of those factories? So I understood that. So I've made notes as per that. Okay. Right hand side, you can also see where I've mapped all the important ancient places. Okay, mentioned in the PYQs and NCRTs. Okay. So UPSC has this habit of asking, like I think past 2-3 years, it has continuously asked some place and where it is located or something like that, or under which dynasty did it come under, something like that. So you need to know the place name because ancient names are not known to us, right? So you need to know, you need to map these on an Indian map and then understand which state does it belong to and which dynasty does it belong to. Okay, so this is for ancient modern history. Next. These are maps for national parks. National parks, species, states, rivers flowing through it. This is another important micro theme which I analyzed. So what I did was I took an Indian map. I mapped all the important national parks of India and the rivers flowing through it. So you can see on the left-hand side, I've just written the initials of the national park and the rivers flowing through it so that I know on which part, like which river is flowing through which national park. Again, on the right hand side, you can see important national parks and the important species. Okay. So I think there is one more map which I'm having where I have written all the important species across India. That is also on a map. So these are, the probability of such questions are very high, be it prelims or main. So that is why I've made like I cannot make like a one pager thing. So that's why I made it, on a map. All right. Next. Okay. Left hand side again, tiger reserves and elephant reserves. So all the important tiger reserves and elephant reserves, which state it belongs to. Okay, this could be a probable question. On the right hand side, you can see again, rivers in geography is a very important micro theme in UPSC prelims. Okay, so what I did was I mapped, I've made a table of rivers, the origin of the river, like from which range does that particular river originates, the states through which that particular river flows, and the important features of that river. Okay, if there is any dam, or is it cutting the Tropic of Cancer twice or not, or where does it fall into? Okay, so sometimes it originates from western side, but it takes a turn and goes into Arabian Sea. So something like that, some specific feature of that. Okay, and also you need to know which river is a west flowing river and which one is an east flowing river, or which river originates from the western ghats or which river originates from the eastern ghats. These are very, like, if you have gone through the PYQs, you will know these are very important questions. So that's why I made a one page table for all of this. Next, again, soils, important features, location, vegetation. So again, analyzed after analyzing the PYQs, I've come up with this, and also directly from the NCRT. So for geography, you have to refer your NCRTs. Here, a list of all the soils like alluvial, black soil, red and yellow, laterite soil, arid soil, saline, and then the percentage of it, the origin of it, like what's the origin of that particular soil. It could be from some particular rock, right? Then the nature of the soil, which mineral is it rich in, which mineral does it lack in, what is the color of that particular soil, what are the types of that soil, what is the location, which part of India can you find that particular soil, what is the kind of vegetation you can grow in that particular soil, what are the special features. For example, black soil is known as mature soil or regular soil. So you need to know that it shrinks and swells, right? So that's a special feature of black soil. So you need to know it. And these kind of questions do come in UPSC prelims, right? And the beauty of these notes is that you can revise it in like few minutes. You just have to glance through it and you're done. Okay, so you don't have to go through pages and pages and paragraphs to revise the entire thing. You're done with, if you have such tables, you're done. So the previous slide.
Yeah, I was saying like this is something like you can just take to the exam hall just like 15 minutes before, that last minute thing, because this
Right.
is very factual knowledge
Correct.
and concepts and everything. So ये तो आपको बिल्कुल you need it fresh just before the exam. So
Right.
and you can't carry like the whole books and वो सब. तो this is genius. Like you are somehow able to crack. Yeah, this is what it means, one pager notes, right? Like without compromising with the depth of information, you are able to put it in very concise manner. So
Right.
because sometimes people are like छोटा लिखना है मतलब that's the anxiety. फिर बहुत सारा छूट जाएगा अगर मैं छोटा लिखूंगा तो, right? So yeah, what was the can you also tell like what was the ROI on this? Like कितना क्वेश्चन आपका आ गया इसमें से? How much were you able to solve? Was it like
Yeah.
really helpful just before the
Yeah,
exam?
yeah.
कुछ
Yeah,
hit
yeah. I
ratio था
think
ऐसे?
ये पर्टिकुलर नोट में से आई थिंक ब्लैक सॉइल के ऊपर तो काफी क्वेश्चंस आया
Yep,
है.
yep, yep.
आई कैन ऑल्सो.
I think these also
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
rivers.
The
Rivers पे तो हमेशा ही.
Brahmani,
Yep,
Vamsadhara, Western, Eastern flowing. These are like very repeated themes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This I think
इसमें,
is
yeah,
mountain ranges.
yeah. Like in the first column, it's like comprised of Karakoram, Ladakh, Laskar. This is a direct question in the PYQ. Like arranging
This
from
this is
north to
also
south.
PYQ backed only, right? ये भी notes PYQ backed
PYQ
ही.
bagged and NCRT as well. Like I took the information from the NCRT. So it's like an entire chapter concised in one note, like one page.
Okay.
So you have like the Kashmir, Himalayas. Himalayas are very important again. Uh, Kashmir mein, like I have written the ranges which consist of that particular thing, and then all the
Hmm.
cold deserts, glaciers. Glacier is another important topic. Important passes, important freshwater lakes. Mapping is a very important thing. So in that, this helps a lot. Then which rivers drains in which part and all of that. Then Himachal, Uttarakhand, Himalayas again. In between which rivers does it fall under? very, very factual information. Darjeeling and Sikkim Himalayas, then Arunachal Himalayas. I've also mentioned important rivers, important tribes, what do they practice, okay, all of that. Then Eastern Hills and Mountains, the alignment, it is from north to south. So all these factual information you need to answer that prelims question.
Yeah,
So
so it's not just the physical features or geographical feature, but उसके around भी information है. So which
yes,
state is it passing from?
correct.
Cantonment towns तक लिखा हुआ है, like which cantonment towns, dunes कौन से हैं.
Hmm.
This is like like you have covered like not just the information but also the other dimensions around it. So
Yeah.
this
So
is
this
extremely
requires a lot
comprehensive.
of efforts. It's
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
child's play at all.
Yeah. I have like one question. Did you arrive
Hmm.
at this strategy? मतलब what was, so there are two things. पहले तो एक बच्चे को
Hmm.
पता ही नहीं होता है PYQ को ध्यान देना है इतना.
Hmm.
ठीक है, let's say they're not aware much.
Hmm.
But I am in the team where I assume आज के टाइम पे लोगों को अब पता चल गया है कि PYQ, because rankers also saying like सब बोल रहे हैं कि PYQ तो बहुत ही जरूरी है, उसको इग्नोर
Hmm.
नहीं, उसको ग्रांटेड नहीं ले सकते.
Hmm.
So I'm assuming you were aware of importance of PYQ, right? But
Yeah,
what
yeah.
was stopping you from going into this much depth in your first, second or third attempt? Like इतना depth में आप third, like what was it that you were not able to clear? Because then I think once you're aware of PYQ strategy, then maybe your strategy is wrong. That's why you're not able
Yeah,
to
that's what
analyze
I
in
said.
one
I
go.
didn't have proper strategy in my previous attempts, right? So this I think I made in my third attempt itself, but then again a combination of factors that is required. So my paper attempting strategy was not correct in my third attempt. I only
Mm-hmm.
attempted 75. So
Okay.
it's a combination of multiple factors.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I think one of the thing is like current affairs. So of course, nothing is a standalone piece in civil service, right? वो बहुत सारे
Correct.
dimension से question पूछ रहे हैं. And if you want to notch up your marks, you don't want to end up getting average marks या below average marks. तो आपके पास कुछ X factor होना चाहिए. You should be able to marry your static with current affairs. So
Mm.
what was your strategy to like mingle of current affairs with your one pager notes? आप कैसे कर रहे थे? Because you'll have
Okay.
to, because whatever topic is in the static, if that
Mm.
reflects in current affairs, those issues, were you ending up in these notes or like how was it?
So, like every topper might have told this like thousand times or something that value addition is very important. Like if I'm talking in mains point of view. So to make an answer from average, below average to like an extraordinary answer, because you have to write really good answers, right? So value addition becomes very important and people get stuck there. So where does this value addition come from? Again, one thing is that you can improve on your presentation, the kind of maps and all. You can include all of that, graphs and all of that. But adding current affairs in the sense that like writing a recent context in a particular, like you will actually know that when you refer to current affairs, you can draw it back to the static, and UPSC might ask the static, but you can start your introduction with the current affairs, right? So you will know when you go through a particular current affair issue, you will know UPSC could ask the static behind this. That is one thing. Value addition. Now when I go through a particular current affair issue, now I need to understand which micro theme does it fall under, right? Does it fall under this particular subject or particular GS paper? So I need to identify that and then go back to my notes, add that particular issue as an example to my that particular micro theme. So this is what I did for all the GS papers. So this is how you can integrate your current affairs while reading news as well. For example, if there is like a conflict, Hindu-Muslim conflict or something, or some communal conflict in some part of the country, you can actually take that as an example, go to your communalism wali notes, and then add it as an example, recent examples. Okay. This goes with like if there is any internal security challenge as well. If there is some cyber hacking or something, China did something to India, this particular website or something like that. So you can add it in internal security wali notes. So you need to do that, and you need to have a one pager for that in the first place, and then add these kind of current affair notes in these particular micro themes. That's what
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to do.
Yep.
Hmm.
बेसिकली कई बार फैक्चुअल इन्फॉर्मेशन भी आता है, वो तो आप असिमुलेट कर ही सकते हो, लाइक छोटा सा
Hmm.
वर्ड ही लिखना है इन योर प्रीलिम्स नोट्स. आई थिंक
Correct.
प्रीलिम्स में ज्यादा इशू नहीं है करंट अफेयर्स के
Hmm.
वन पेजर का. इट्स मोस्टली मेंस, बिकॉज मेंस में आप डायमेंशन लिख रहे हो, सो वो थोड़ा बल्कि
Hmm.
हो सकता है, राइट? सो
Hmm.
आई थिंक या योर स्ट्रेटजी वर्क्स. All right, folks. I think there is a question from Bhargav. Sreelakshmi, she has covered everything. We will be taking up questions so that all of your doubts are clear. That's the whole point of this session. Before that, there's a question Bhargav asked कि GS1 का भी बता दो मैम. So what I'm trying to tell, she arrived at the micro theme strategy on her own, realizing कि यार इतना भी unpredictable एग्जाम नहीं हो सकता. There are themes. If I just look one step deeper, कुछ तो ऐसा है जो बार बार रिपीट हो रहा है. And that's what she realized, and she arrived at it organically, naturally, कि कुछ micro themes recognize करते हैं. We are very proud कि हम अपने जर्नी में we also figured out कि micro themes करना है. So we prepared GS1 2 3 4 all the micro themes for you. So जितना फाइट श्रीलक्ष्मी ने मारा है पिछले एक साल में वो आपको नहीं करना पड़ेगा. We have cracked micro themes for you already, and these are freely available. This is how it looks like. So you can see art GS1 2 सारे टॉपिक्स के micro themes recognized हैं. आप देख सकते हो राइट साइड पे ईयर लिखा हुआ है, कितने मार्क्स का आया है, कौन सा टॉपिक है, सब कुछ है. आपको उतना हार्ड वर्क करने की जरूरत नहीं है. अनफॉर्चुनेटली, सॉरी श्रीलक्ष्मी, बट द न्यू एस्पायरेंट्स दे विल बी हैविंग स्लाइटली इजियर नाउ. Thanks to you and thanks to other people who have figured out here there are certain part of syllabus जहाँ पे recurring themes हैं. And if just someone can sit down and figure that out for me, guess what? We have done it. It's available. I'll share the link right after the session, after we have taken Q&A. These are micro themes. You guys will have it. This is paper 2 का micro themes. You can see polity. तो ये सब है. Like for prelims and mains, topic wise everything is there. This is NCRT. Yeah, also the link that I'll be sharing. They are available. So that you don't end up reading NCRT like just like a beginner. जो जिस चीज पे आप अराइव हो गए 4 महीने में, we want you to arrive at the same position within 1 month. We have annotated, color differentiated these NCRTs, layered them कि यहाँ से क्वेश्चन आया है, ये फैक्चुअल नॉलेज है, आप याद रखो, etc. So it will save a lot of your time and it will ramp you up very faster. The thing that we keep saying is आप मैक्सिमम 2 अटेम्प्ट दो. उससे ज्यादा इट शुडंट टेक यू इन 2024, राइट. फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में आपको अगर फिगर आउट नहीं हो रहा है एग्जाम तो वो लो, जो भी गैप है वो सेकंड अटेम्प्ट में फिगर आउट करके गेट अ रैंक नेम इन द लिस्ट, राइट. इन योर फोर्थ और फिफ्थ अटेम्प्ट यू कांट बी फिगरिंग आउट प्रीलिम्स मेंस ओनली अभी तक. ठीक है. दीज आर प्रीवियस ईयर जो 2024 का पेपर था उसके, यू विल सी लाइक दोज आर द माइक्रो थीम्स ऑफ दोज पेपर्स, राइट. This is essay document so that you have a custom made essay introduction, conclusion, everything for any essay that you write. This is also available in the same link. Everything is PYQ backed, you can see. You will already have some introduction, custom made introduction made for you. And this is the thing, I think, let me read the question. Someone precisely asked this question. His name is Ishwar Gupta. He's saying, ma'am, integrated notes कैसे बनेंगे? मतलब काफी सारे टॉपिक्स ऐसे हैं जो GS1 या GS3 दोनों में पूछ सकते हैं, right? And that's the whole point of burning issue, because certain times you assume a certain topic will be coming in paper 1 or paper 2, but you end up seeing them coming in paper 3 or paper 4, right? So that is what burning issue is. One topic covered from all the GS angles. This is the October edition. You will have certain most important current affairs issues that have highest potential to appear in the exam, covered from all the GS angles, GS1, 2, 3, 4, right? And I'll just show you some example. This is how it looks like. This is bulldozer justice. Look at paper 1, 2, 3, 4. उसके नीचे micro themes identified है. आपको चारों पेपर से content है. Let's say even if it doesn't appear in paper 2 and if it appears in essay, at least you have point of view and arguments, strong arguments from all the papers, all the angles. So cover a issue from all the angles, but in a very concise and succinct manner, which is what burning issue will help you do. And this exercise is also available. I'll share the link in the end. Another topic, quad, same thing, cover everything from all the angles, so that क्या होता है ना कि you assume कि some topic will come. Let's say this is bulldozer justice, right? What is the paper in which it has a higher chances of appearing? Paper 2, right? But it can come in paper 4, 3. Like what are the sociological implication or what are the ethical and other moral implication involved in building a bridge or any public infrastructure? What is the citizen charter here? वो सब टॉपिक से भी क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. नाउ बिकॉज यू हैव ऑलरेडी स्टडीड फ्रॉम पेपर 2 एंगल, द आंसर्स दैट यू विल बी राइटिंग दे विल बी इंक्लाइन टुवर्ड्स पेपर 2, बट क्वेश्चन का थीम और डिमांड तो पेपर 4 में. सो योर आर्ग्यूमेंट विल बी लूजर, वीक, एंड you'll end up getting below average or average marks, which is what the silent killer is, right? That's what it means. आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा मेरे नंबर क्यों कम आ रहे. Make sure you are very confident about no matter where the question appears, which is what I think Ishwar is asking. You are very ready and very succinctly. इतना टेबल पे भर नहीं लेना है सब कुछ. That's what we are trying to solve from burning issue. जो सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट इश्यूज है of higher potential of appear in your mains paper, they'll be covered in from all the angles. Paper 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what burning issue does. The second part of burning issue helps you cover prelims. So, and it has a structure of what, when, why, where, concepts, data, any kind of factual knowledge, they are properly given here, most important issues, so that you end up covering them every month. It is a monthly magazine. We have launched for September and we have launched for October. It's already available. I'll share the link by the end of the session. If you have any question, just raise your hand and drop, and I'll unmute you and you can ask, or you can drop in the chat. Whatever question you have, you can ask. And Sreelakshmi will help you answer those questions. Let me read the questions. Can we show our one-page notes once we are done with GS 1, 2, 3, 4 to the... Yes, Pawan, please, there is a WhatsApp number. Please send your one-page notes. We'll try to review them. How many years of PYQ are important? Mohan is asking. Sreelakshmi, how many years did you do?
So from 2013 onwards, most important. But if you can
Probably
go,
like 10,
yeah,
11 years.
yeah. First 2013, the syllabus had changed. So from post 2013, we can.
Got it. Got it. We have to make notes of these micro themes or Civilsdaily. Yeah, we will just provide you the link. There is a WhatsApp number. I think team will post again. If you can just click on that, mentor will call you. Please discuss in detail. अगर आप कहीं फंसे हुए हो preparation में, you're not able to write answers, or if you have written answer, you want someone to take a look at it, please send the PDF on that WhatsApp number. You have issues in improving your prelims marks, mains marks, please come to the Civilsdaily Center in Delhi, sit with the Arvind sir and show your copies and get it done. Keep attending future sessions with rankers. We'll keep coming up with these. Any other issue that you're facing in your preparation, please do not hold back. अभी resolve कर लो. Text us. There is a WhatsApp number. जो भी दिखाना है आपको अपनी preparation का, notes, answers, mock test paper, etc. Show us, text us so that we can get on a call and resolve them. About the micro themes content, I'm again posting a link. Please download, start using these so that you like whatever the hard work you're putting, at least that's in the right direction, and make your preparation PYQ based, please. Thanks, Sreelakshmi, for taking out time.
Thank you, sir.
And
Thank you.
sorry that it got stretched, but yeah, folks,
That's
good
okay.
night. Take care, and all the best for your preparation. Do well.